Welcome back to Lorna Páirce here on WLR, with thanks to PwC Waterford. Well, a southeast derby is in store on Saturday night at Fairfield, as Waterford and Wexford will do battle again in Division 4 for a 7 o'clock throw-in. And a man who has followed the Disha footballers up and down the highways and byways is Tony Ryan, GA correspondent with the Dungarvan Observer. And Tony, is this a real crunch game now for both counties?
It is really. Well, Wexford have one win behind them last week, and they'll come to Dungarvan as favourites. Following that, had a big win. They lost to Antrim first day out, but they beat Carlow. I think it was 3-10 to 2-6 last week, and Carlow had beaten Wicklow by 13 points to 11, and we lost out to Wicklow. So if you go on like current matches, Wexford will come to town as favourites. But going back last year, then I think after 3 losses in the league, our first win was against Wexford, below in Wexford Park. And with the last few outings against Wexford, we seem to be doing very well, and we win that game by 5-4 to 12 points, having won the championship qualifier down there. Fantastic day for Waterford football. It was the June or the July beforehand, you know. But as I say, Wexford with a win behind them, hopefully they won't be as motivated as we will be to get the win. They might be happy to have one win behind them at the moment, but from a Waterford point of view, after 2 losses, we'll be hoping to get going on Saturday night. Yeah,
and you travelled to Auckram last Sunday, Tony. It was a second defeat, 2-11 to 1-6. What was the difference between the two teams on the day?
Well, I definitely thought, looking at the two teams beforehand, that Wexford were highly motivated in their warm-up and in their talk, the whole approach before, especially when they were playing at home. They were saying, look, we have to win our home game and all that. And I thought that was a huge difference. But like the reality in Waterford football at the moment is, like on this weekend last year, we played Derry over in the Fairfield, and 10 players that started that day are not didn't play last Sunday, are not playing at the moment. And then even on this weekend 2 years ago, we played Laois away, and there was another 10 players, some the same, that didn't line out either, you know. And so, as well as a few and taking subs into account as well, that's 14 over the 2 years. And onto that then you'd have Mark Ferncombe, Tiger Hulacan and Gavin Crotty. So like there's a real transition period for Waterford football, and I think the main thing for everybody is to get behind them and to encourage them. They're a very young team. I wouldn't say there's anyone anywhere close to the 30-year mark at all. And so it's more like another 20 team, and maybe a little bit above that, but I think they need every encouragement. The attitude was brilliant above in Wicklow as it was in the Fairfield. The fitness was 100%. It's just a case of that this is going to take time, and these league games will be a big help for us leading into the championship against Limerick, I think again in the Fairfield on the 9th of May.
Is there a bit of work to be done up front, Tony, looking at the two matches? Waterford got 10 points against Limerick, 1-6 against Wicklow. Like only London have scored less than Waterford. When you look across the 4 divisions, will Benji Whelan be looking for a bigger return out of his attack on Saturday night?
They will, okay. And above in Wicklow they had 6 wides, and there were 6 scoreable wides as well. And as well as that, there was mistakes, you know, ball handling mistakes and passes and that. So he will be looking for more. I think Darragh Cochran starts off, I think, at wing back. And me, I'd have Darragh Cochran in the full forward line and get the ball into him, because he's a scorer. As he actually scored our goal as well. So I think Jason Curry had a very good game from general play last week, along with Brian Luby. He got 3 or 4 points. So we do need more scores, but to get the people up there, that's the important thing.
Yeah, defensively were they fairly secure against Wicklow last time out?
I thought they were. Now, even though like Wicklow could have had 3 further goal chances in the first half, but Paddy Hunt is doing very well inside and goal. He made a number of saves, and as well as that, his kick out. You know, the modern game now in the kick out isn't just kick out into the middle field and hope for the best. You have to get to your man, and he's very, very good in the kick outs as well. And I thought that Brian Luby was excellent as well. He a lot of high ball came in between himself and another lad, and he prevented another few scores as well. So backs are good. I think in midfield, Michael Curry was a huge loss. He went off with an injury after 3 minutes, and they dominated midfield. Our captain was in there, Dean Healy. He was very good, their number 9. So I think we have a problem around the middle of the field as well, since Tommy Prendergast and Shane Ahern are in there, but that's the past. So I think we need to build overall. But as I say, every encouragement should be given to the young lads. They're doing their best, and hopefully they'll give a good performance Saturday night.
Yeah, and Paul Galvin, the new Wexford manager, he's also lost some big names, including the likes of Daithí Waters, Kevin O'Grady, Tiernan Rossiter, but they do have Ben Brosnan. He got 1-5 the last day against Carlow, and you were mentioning in the report the last day Shawnee Furlong seemed to have a big impact for Wicklow as well, so Brosnan is a forward that Waterford will have to keep an eye on.
That's exactly. There's usually at that, say, in Division 4 level, if you have a footballer that's capable of playing in a higher division, he definitely has to be man-marked, because you can man-mark a person, at the end of the day, and as well as Waterford getting scores, we'll have to curtail him at the other end of the field as well. Absolutely.
Well, Tony, we look forward to your coverage into Dungarvan Observer next Wednesday, and thanks a million for dropping in the studio today.
Boss.
Blue and white. We are blue and white. We are WLR.
Well, it's competition time on Lorna Parka. 2 pairs of passes to Waterford versus Wexford in the National Football League on Saturday, with thanks to the Waterford County Board. This is a text-only competition. Who is the manager of the Wexford football team? Text your answer and name to 083 3333 975. Who is the manager of the Wexford football team? The winners will be announced on the Ball with Gavin Whelan.